probably talk a little bit about deer.
Okay,
It's a season.
all right.
I believe it's on the bottom.
Well, that's the deer management board, but
What we
you
could
know,
do,
I'm kind of the wildlife guy here, so
we
I
could
like.
say deer report. Add it on there.
Sure.
Okay.
All right, and public input. I see that there's people here. Is there something you wanted to input, or are you just observing?
We're observing.
Oh, okay.
We're going to be starting a conservation board out in Greece.
Ah, okay.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
You have one, don't you?
Allberger got rid of it years ago. Jeff McCann's going to be bringing it back.
You're kidding.
They had combined it into their planning board.
Is that right?
That's how it's been operating under Riley.
Oh, wow.
It's been a bit of a mess out there.
Huh.
Time to clean things up.
Oh, that's great. You don't have to go back being a commission, do you?
That I don't know.
Shouldn't have to. I think the main thing that you have to do, because I used to be on the Henrietta one, Henrietta Conservation Board, we had to map all the woodlands and wetlands. Those must have been done if they ever got board status.
Yeah.
So-
Brendan, I'm just going to ask you to step to the microphone so anybody listening live could hear you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, so if that's already done, you shouldn't have to redo it, or
I think the only thing
you may have to reapply somehow. I don't know.
the one thing we're re-looking at right now is you might have heard of it on the news, the Odenbach contamination and where it's gone across the parkway. We were actually the ones who took the tests, took them out to Day Environmental and confirmed that there was TCE in the woods behind our houses out there. So, yeah, we're going to be hopefully getting more information from the DEC to see where that has spread to Round Pond, Buck Pond,
Really?
Round Pond Creek, looking into Arcadia, High and Middle School, and all the lands over there. So, at the very least, we know currently the DEC paperwork and reports does say that Buck Pond and Round Pond are contaminated, and it goes pretty much right up to the edge of Braddock Bay wetlands where it starts to head into Braddock Bay. We have yet to know if anything's traveled into Cranberry Pond, Long Pond, and in those areas. So
Oh my
yeah,
God.
no, it's been a mess of a year. So
PCBs, you said?
TCE, trichloroethylene.
Oh, okay.
Yep, industrial degreaser, as well as they just recently found some industrial solvents on the land where they want to build the senior housing unit on Island Cottage. It's been a mess. There's lots of other chemicals, but TCE is the worst of them so far.
Is there a suspected point source?
Odenbach.
What's the location of that?
So that's on Dewey Avenue. It used to be a shipyard, and then it was converted into Air Force Plant 51, and they made bomber heads there. Then later they had chrome plating in that facility. They still have some industrial businesses out in the smaller building. The larger ship building they tore down, it was probably about 8 years ago or so. The DEC found, so for TCE, the safe amount of human exposure is 5 micrograms per liter. They found a site that was 46,000 micrograms per liter. They took the test there 3 times in that spot, and then they lost it. They didn't realize that it was swashing out of their remediation area and going across the parkway under little culverts that it crosses over. So all the wetland and swampland across there has it in it now. So
Does it persist in the environment?
it's yes, for it's right now most of that stuff there is 30 to 40 years old, if not older. It's heavier than water, so it seeps down to the bottom. When we have the Lake Ontario floods and whatnot, we need a hydrology report because it washes around, pushes, and drops back towards the neighborhood. And that's the same thing we're seeing all across there. So
Have they tested the fish at all?
What DEC said is they need to do additional testing, but they did say that the fish was contaminated. We've actually been asking for, and the PCBs, we had been asking the town board to put up signage along that area because people still fish and hunt there constantly. And right now, the current town board is in a fight between them and the DEC of saying who's going to be responsible for putting up signage. And then they're like, well, maybe it's Fish and Game, or maybe it's EPA. So in the meantime, people just keep on fishing there. So just about every town board meeting this year, we've been there to say, we need that signage put out. But Jeff's been working really well with us, and I'm already starting to round up members for our conservation board. And you said you're the wildlife expert. You may know I got Bill Bellman, who's going to be coming over with us.
Who is it now?
Bill Bellman?
No, I don't know.
Okay, he's like one of the best-known wildlife rehabbers in Monroe County.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, Bill's a good guy, yeah. So,
Well, I'm also the head of the hunting and fishing at the Arundecoit Bay Fish and Game Club. So next Tuesday, I'll let them. We have our monthly meeting.
okay. very
I know.
cool.
I know about
Yep.
over a dozen guys that regularly ice fish there.
Yeah, and that's the scary part. I guess if you're doing it for sport and throwing them back, but there's plenty of people who
No,
are
they
eating
don't.
the fish out of there. Yeah.
Is Odenbach still the owner?
No, I know I'm not sure who the current owner is, but I know DEC is holding A.O. Smith responsible for a lot of the cleanup. They were one of the past owners that had a bunch of that contamination come in through there. So I think as of last November of not this one, but 2024, DEC had additional $1 million coming in from A.O. Smith. I think they're now based out of Wisconsin. So
Is this TC totally miscible with water, or is it?
it is. They're saying right now the groundwater isn't an issue though, because our water source comes from the Shoremont plant over there.
Yeah.
Although we have some questions about that too, because they found a crack in the bottom of their open pool, and they just found a water line right at the corner of the parkway. Oh God, it was within a month of the DEC testing and finding a spot right near it that was 110 micrograms per liter of TCE. So yeah, there's some problems. Well, it's old infrastructure. It's popping up everywhere, and all in that Dewey and Mount Reed area, we've been having water mains pretty much pop every spring and every winter. And we're on Shorecliff Drive. We had one go right at the end of our street last fall. So it's going to continue until our water authority is able to get in there and replace all that infrastructure.
So they thought they had cured it when it went out of their monitoring area, or they knew it was still a problem?
I don't think they realized that the hydrology of it would move it across the parkway at the time. And of course, some of those tests that they took originally, and they've been taking those tests for over 20 years now. It was before we had that 2017 flood damaging the Lake Ontario shoreway. We've also found that Round Pond Creek, although there is a dam deeper in Greece, it does flow backwards. So some of that Round Pond stuff is directly lined up to their, what's it called, where they were, a leach field, where the chemicals were, and just sucked it right back inward. So,
What melodies are associated with TCE consumption?
and mainly in young children and the elderly, severe cancers. For children, it can also be learning disabilities. It can hurt anyone, but those are the ones who are more susceptible to it. Also, it vaporizes, so if it gets underneath houses, it comes up through your basements, through the cement basements. So we've been pushing to get our whole neighborhood tested as well.
Is it a liquid at standard temperature pressure, or is it?
It's a liquid down in the ground, but then as it gets warmer, it turns, the humidity vaporizes it and makes it rise.
What a mess.
Oh yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out where the buildings are. Are they near Island Cottage, where there used to be like Rochester Marine Now they use it
That's-
for, there's a building,
Storage.
they use
That's
it for
on Dewey.
storage.
Yep, that's on Dewey. That's just beyond the Shoremont Water Treatment Plant. So you got the storage you're talking about there. Then you got Shoremont Water Treatment, and then you have Odenbach. So they're kind of in line with each other as they,
Right.
in that curve, as Dewey curves and heads out towards the lake. And then, yeah, no, when you cross the parkway, the first thing there is Lakeshore Apartments, and then you have the Shorecliff neighborhood. And there's two separated ones by that farm up on Ladder Road. The farmer held out, so the roads never got attached, but there's two Shorecliff drives. So,
Well, we wish you luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like you got a lot of work ahead of you.
yeah. Well, and here, so far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. You guys are already running better than our planning and zoning board, so.
We have, yeah.
Well,
I do have one question for you guys. Are you the lead agency when it comes to doing seeker, or do you share those duties with planning and
we're
zoning?
just an advisory board.
Just
to
an
the-
advisory board?
To the
Yeah.
planning board and the town board.
Okay,
We cultivated a great relationship with our planning board.
uh-huh,
You know, it didn't used to be so great, but the last, what'd you say, Jack, almost 15 years,
At least 15, maybe 20.
we've, you know, they've been great. And when you're establishing a board, that's crucial.
yeah, definitely.
Because if if they're listening to you and acting on your advice, it's so great. I mean,
Definitely,
makes a big difference. And attending their we always send a representative to their meetings. We
Yeah,
we send letters to them a lot. We try to get their cooperation, and Michelle here is very helpful, and she interacts between the boards.
Okay.
And she really helps us with communication and everything. So
very good.
it's a good setup here.
Fairports Conservation Board is the lead, like, seeker
Okay,
agent or whatever.
Oh,
they
yeah?
approve.
yeah, I'm planning on doing a runaround, checking out the other boards around here. But yeah, no, this is a good board. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Hopefully you still think that by the end of the meeting. Okay. So I don't know if everybody's had a chance to look at the meeting minutes from last meeting. I don't know if anybody had any comments or corrections. If not, then I'll look for a motion to approve the November minutes.
I'll move them as submitted.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any correspondence?
Sorry, no, I do not have correspondence.
Okay. All right. New business.
I read the public notice that you sent. So
Okay.
I don't know that there's anything to say or do.
Yeah, Alexandra had sent something about the fact that the Corps of Engineers had issued a notice about dredging in Arundecoyt Bay, the opening there, and wondered if that was something we needed to be involved in. But once I looked at this, and I don't know if anybody else had a chance to look at it.
Oh, I didn't look at
If anybody
it.
had any comments,
I read a little bit about it. Yeah.
yeah.
My only comment is it said, like, past testing showed that it wasn't harmful. So I'm curious to know when, like, the last test was. But
The sediment.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a good question.
It's it's a international harbor, really. So they've got to maintain safe navigation there.
Yeah,
It's a no-brainer.
I thought they said like every 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, on the, when you're going out the jetty on the east side, as you're going out on your right, you have to swing way to the left by the west jetty at times because it gets so filled in there. So that's mainly what they're targeting.
If I'm not mistaken, there was some dredging done out there last year after the big storm that came through.
I'm sorry, George, is your mic on?
You know, you gotta
Thank
press
you.
the button for the green light. There you go.
If I'm not mistaken, there was some dredging done out there last year also that was unrelated to maintenance. It was just after a storm, so I think it's
Yeah.
pretty standard procedure stuff.
When they do that, they just take it out to deep water?
There's a
Yeah.
couple specific sites that they take it to. They said in this notice, I mean, I wasn't really familiar with it, but in here they said there's a site where they take the more, the finer grain stuff, one area farther away, and the heavier grain stuff, they put it somewhere closer.
Yeah, they
because
go out over 60 foot of, probably at least a half mile usually, or,
Well, they're
more.
very specific in here.
Oh, are
about
they?
Where the sites
we're out
are,
there,
where
when
they-
we're out there trolling for trout and salmon, we see them regularly
Yep.
going, they go quite a ways from shore.
Yeah, and I know this is done in all basically navigable waterways on the lakes, that the Corps of Engineer does this, because when I worked in the Buffalo office of the DEC, they would regularly do that sort of thing around.
If there were any issues, about it that were, troublesome, the Arundecoit Bay Task Force would point them out.
Well, and if anybody.
Which anybody can attend their meetings too. They're on I think the third Thursday. I go sometimes. The third Thursday of the month.
Okay, and if anybody has any other comments, once you do take a look at this or see any other information, it looks like they're taking public comments till the 18th of December is the way I read this, so. So in fact, if somebody has something that they think we should comment on as a board, we could, communicate about that by email and whatever.
It got so shallow there, I don't know, it might have been 5 or 6 years ago, that guys used to go out and fish. They'd bring a little lawn chair, and they'd be 20 feet out from the jetty that's sitting on.
Yikes, well,
A lot of boats get grounded in there.
okay, and I see we've got under new business here, Michelle, that there's an appointment of a new member in January?
Correct. Town staff did an interview with Mrs. Briscoe, and she sent interest back in February of this year, but due to the board at full capacity, so we reached back out to her, and she is interested. We interviewed, and putting together a resolution for the January organizational meeting.
Okay. Okay, and do you know when that meeting is?
I do not.
Okay. Okay,
But I might be able to look. I think it's gonna be January 5th, but don't quote me on that.
okay. So it's before our next meeting in any case, yeah?
I'm not exactly sure though, so I don't wanna really say.
Okay, okay. Okay, okay, and you said our meeting schedule was approved by the town board, so it's the same as the one you handed out to us the last meeting.
Yeah, there were no changes to it, and I did send it electronically as well in the last email.
Okay. All right. And then the other thing here is reappointments for some of us. I did send in my information.
I
assume you
received
got it.
yours, and I received Gary's. I'm just waiting for Katie, Steve, and Noel.
Okay. Got to do that formally, right?
Just a little email is fine. Just send me an email if you wish to be reappointed,
Okay.
just so that we have it for the record.
Somebody's got to try to reach Jack's record of 30, how many years, Jack? 30 what?
Have no idea. Bear and I were talking about it tonight. It's been over 30 years that I've been on the board, but I missed 2 years when Mary Ellen Hayman was the supervisor. She kicked me off.
Thanks.
Yeah, I got 20 something. So you're 10 ahead of me.
You got a good shot at it. Just keep
Yeah.
working.
I'm going to be 77 on Sunday. So let's hope.
That's young in my book.
Okay, and I think, let's see, Patrick had attended the last planning board meeting, and he had sent something by email, I think, that were the results of that.
He did. He stated in his email that he attended the workshop in person and watched the actual meeting virtually. We had no comment on any of the cases pending before the planning board because there were none in an EPOD. The only note he had is that case number PB 2023-09-01, concerned with the new construction of the 2 multifamily apartment buildings. This is the project at 550 and 560 Titus Avenue that the planning board approved. They added a condition to, there's 2 snowdrift crab apple trees near Titus Avenue on the premise, and the planning board issued the approval of the project, subject to the applicant agreeing to salvage the 2 trees to the extent feasible. The applicant said that they were going to try to either leave them in place or salvage by moving them elsewhere.
Is that something that sounds good to you, Scott? or-
Yeah. Did they have to go through secret?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They did.
Did the DEC have any?
On Titus Avenue?
Yeah. Did they have much input?
No, because it's not in an EPOD or an environmentally protected area.
Where is 560?
Right at the end of Arundequoit Plaza.
Oh, okay.
As you come out of Arundequoit Plaza.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Right across from where the old DMV used to be.
Right. Yep.
Diagonal from the D'Angelo buildings.
Yeah, because further down, we have that creek that cuts through there. That's a big deal, but, okay.
All right, and I guess with the next planning board is George.
So, we do have, one project. It's a sketch plan conference, which will only be before the workshop meeting for the planning board. It's for 1765 Eastridge Road. They're, looking for feedback from the planning board for, Key Bank in the, separate parcel right to the east of Aldi's.
That's
So
where
the-
that creek goes.
On Eastridge Road?
Oh, not on Eastwood. Oh, that other, the other Aldi's, right by Hudson, okay.
Eastridge, the new Aldi's on Eastridge Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is,
Yeah,
so, if you'd like to attend just because you, for experience.
Yeah,
It'd be great. I did reach out to my director in regards to canceling the, December 22nd public hearing meeting, because there's no applications on the agenda.
Okay. Tree Town USA.
I applied for recognition for the 2025 season. It passed regional review. Now it's at the state level. Just to run through basically what they asked for in the application, it's just they asked for budgetary items, expenditures, like how much we spend on maintaining the trees and planting trees throughout town and stuff like that. They ask how many trees we prune, how many trees we remove, how many we plant. So we've wrapped up the planting season this year. We planted 248 trees. We had to remove 95. If we get some decent weather in the next couple weeks, we'll be rated about 100. So better than a 2-to-1 replacement ratio for the year. I also applied for a growth award, and that got through the regional review, and it's on to the state. So we should get recognition and a growth award for this season.
Great.
Great.
So we can leave up all the signs that say tree
Yeah,
tag.
we're good.
What's the major cause for removal? Just natural death or?
Yeah, limited growth space. Most of them are Norway maples and silver maples planted in small spaces, and after 70, 80 years, they just have nowhere else to go, and they just end up declining.
Okay. I think Scott is our region, is the forester, by the way, for the town, so.
Town DPW.
Farmers market updates. I don't know if there's anything to update, or I don't know if we had anybody that was interested in doing any winter farmers market things. We've never,
a chance to connect with Ashley again.
okay.
So maybe the first of the year we can revisit it.
Okay.
You mean the master gardener?
Correct.
Yeah, well, that's probably more, we could start to plan it, but for the spring. I think. Yeah, that's too bad that took so long for all that communication and approval.
Yeah, those.
I didn't hear anything for over a month.
I think because it's the Cornell Cooperative, they have to go through their legal department. I believe this happened the last time.
Yeah, but I sent a couple emails that didn't get returned, but we'll work it again. She was so enthusiastic at first,
All right, and Alex, at our last meeting, it said that you were gonna be coordinating with Color Rondequoit Green to see if they wanted to do
Still working
anything.
on that.
What's
Yeah,
that?
still working on that.
Okay.
Nothing new to report yet.
All right. Yeah, I mean, honestly, since I've been here, we've never done anything at the winter markets, so I don't know.
We did one winter market, either 1 or 2 years ago. We did birdhouses at it.
Okay.
We just gave away kits. We didn't build anything.
Okay. Well, again, if anybody has anything they want to do or any ideas, we can talk about it next month. Social media updates.
We have 990 follows. For some reason it won't show me the likes. So that everyone likes us. And then Instagram, we have 21 followers. And that's it. And again, I'm gonna bake us something when we get 2 more followers.
Noel,
I thought we
what
had
was
like 13
Instagram?
last time.
21.
21. Thank you.
That's a jump, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think last I checked it was like 13.
Yeah.
Okay, the Deer Management Program Board, I still, even though I've been in this position now for a while, I still have never, don't even know exactly what they do.
They field complaints.
Right.
There hasn't been much to complain about.
Did you want to talk about deer now? You
Yeah,
said
I'm in the bow program that the town has. We have a very rural-oriented bow program, and we can only hunt when the kids are in school and only till noon. So anybody that's employed and can't get out of work can't be really You know, can't hunt weekends or anything like that. There's a lot of rules, just, you know, and, but there's a, we're a little low on deer take this year. I kind of estimate the town has 500 to 700 deer. And we used to take, sometimes we've taken over 100, the program has. This year, as of a week ago, we were only up to 50 so far, and the program ends next Friday. We were off Thanksgiving. Of course, the kids are off school, so we couldn't hunt then either. So, but I see today at my house. I live over by Duran Golf Course. I saw on my property, I saw 8 different bucks. I saw about that many does. The bucks were chasing a little bit, and they were sparring a little bit, but none of the mating or rutting activity was that concentrated, you know. But then all during today was a phenomenal day. For some days you don't see hardly any. I saw them all day long. When I drove somewhere, I saw 4 more bucks just driving up Hoffman Road and back. There were deer out all over the places. So there's really too many. They're already starting to scrounge. They're still feeding on some acorns, but they're scrounging for food. There's, you know, you see them kicking through leaves even where there's no oak trees or anything. So there's, in Arundecoit, we can't even grow a seedling. If a tree puts out a seedling, it's eaten. Right, Scott?
I know they got a lot of nutrition at our house too, because they ate all the mums that I put out on them.
Yeah.
There were never any flowers in it.
Yeah, we have to fence everything, you know. No, they're hungry. So the bow program is the only, in my opinion, and DEC, and even the town's opinion, of course, because the town supports the bow program through the police department. It's the only way to keep the numbers down in a reasonable way. They tried, you know, sterilization. Yeah, sterilization they tried.
Yeah, that didn't work.
No, they had radio collared deers and everything. It's so expensive too. You know, at least the animal gets used. The people that are in the program are really vetted to. You can't get in if you're not conscientious, and you also have to demonstrate that you can be accurate with a bow. So, and then you have to re-establish that for 2 years running, so that they, you know, they're and the officers that run it are tremendous. They're real cooperative and responsive and everything. So it's a great program. There's been a lot of, listen, I've seen so many pileated woodpeckers, and I saw a wild turkey. I hadn't seen one in 3 months on Thanksgiving Eve. You know, we have I have a fox that regularly comes across my property. I post a lot of my pictures. I'm kind of a wildlife photographer too, amateur, but so.
Okay. Thanks. EMC?
This month, so the 17th, I think, the EMC meeting is just going to be Madison Quinn presenting the Monroe County Climate Resilience Plan to everybody, which is always open to the public. So if anyone is interested to hear about that, encourage you to join. So the 17th at 4.
How was that? You went to the Golisano?
Yeah.
I wanted to go to that. I was going to go, but I had a really bad sinus. I didn't want to, and chest infection.
Yeah, it was pretty good. The things that struck me that I remember are like how the stairs are very much, like you cannot possibly miss them. So it encourages people like to avoid using the elevator, to save energy. The windows are like triple pane, I think. So I think between two of those panes, if it gets to a certain temperature, something kicks in to like heat it or cool it or something. And then there's like a green roof that they are now working on weeding because they the birds that like hung out there just spread invasive species all over. So that's all I really remember. Do you remember
Did they
anything?
have that battery recycling program going? Was that part of it?
That wasn't mentioned.
No, we really didn't see anything. I went along too, because I
Oh,
was on
nice.
the
Yeah.
recycling advisory committee, and they had invited
Yeah.
the recycling advisory committee along. But yeah, they didn't really describe anything too much. They just basically said how they're trying to encourage sustainability throughout the entire campus. You know, that's the main building where they do that, but that's also, they're incorporating that also into some of their degree programs to encourage sustainability in a lot of their engineering and technical programs, so. It was very interesting. Okay, the Recycling Advisory Committee, during the regular meeting, the guest topic was a professor from the University of Buffalo who's doing a program on convergent plastic recycling research and innovation. So, I mean, they're doing he and his staff and the students are doing all kinds of research on how to separate out plastics in recycling centers. I guess there is technology now that can do that, but it's very expensive, so it's not that well used. They're trying to work with trying to understand consumer behavior as to how people recycle and why, and try to encourage that a lot more. They're looking at a lot of microplastics and trying to determine how to get those out of the environment, and doing a lot of research as to where they are in the environment. I mean, they're everywhere from, food sources to farming to our bodies to all kinds of other products. One thing that they seemed to be concerned about was paper coffee cups and aluminum cans tend to have lots of microplastics associated with them on the surfaces, apparently. So the longer you keep your coffee in a paper cup, the more likely it is to soak up some microplastics, apparently. So they're doing all kinds of research in this, and it'll be interesting to see what they come up with, and hopefully they can improve a lot of the plastic recycling, improve wastewater treatment. They have been working also on some wastewater treatment processes that can get it out of wastewater so that it's not spread further in the environment. And they've got everything you can possibly imagine with regards to plastic recycling and microplastics collection, disposal, as to how to do that. So it'll be very interesting to see what they come up with on all these.
Yeah, with the microplastics is interesting. There's a article on NPR either a week or two ago about they're in our brains. If there's that small, that they can pass through almost every internal barrier that we got.
Yep.
And everybody's contaminated already.
Wow.
Yep. In fact, on the way here tonight, I was hearing that on NPR that, what was it? They were saying that more than 50% of the plastics that are currently in the environment have been produced since 2007, I think they said.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Do they,
Rosy outlook.
yeah.
does your organization do anything to encourage, say, restaurants and food stores and things to have containers that are recyclable. There's so much plastic that's
It's
not
incredible.
recyclable. It's a shame. I can't believe that they don't require
Yeah,
better packaging rules and things, because you throw so much away if you. I actually started thinking, because a lot of restaurants give you too much food, so you get a box to go home. I'm thinking about bringing my own,
yeah.
containers, so that I don't so I don't throw away 30 of these containers every 6 months.
I mean, I think the state already made foam containers illegal as far as that goes, but they haven't really addressed the other types of plastic.
Yeah, New York is really a lot better than most, but it's still, I mean, there's a ton of work to be done.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was like really shocked to discover that all the tea bags that I used over the last year didn't break down in my home compost.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and I looked into it, and evidently you can find online a list of tea companies that committed to using no plastic in their tea bags, which you'd think like, well, why would you put
Yeah.
plastic in the tea bag?
Yeah.
Make it out of
So it
plant
does
fiber pretty easily, but no, they've been using plastic.
cheap
I
out.
picked a million little tea bags out of my compost this year,
Yikes.
and then I went and
Yeah, they look so
reassessed.
compostable.
Yeah, reevaluated which brands of tea I'm buying.
Did you come up with the best ones?
I was pleased to find out that Wegmans Just Tea is committed to using only plant-based tea bags.
I'm just gonna, sorry.
No, yeah.
I'm just gonna plug Marilla's Mindful Supplies, the refill shop in the city, so you can get all your
Is that
things.
South Wedge?
Yeah.
Yeah, that place
All
is
your
great.
things, no packaging. Tea, house cleaning supplies,
Where's this?
sanitary items. It's on South Ave in the city. Marilla's Mindful Supplies,
Oh, nice.
the best.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
we get
actually
our
seen
laundry
her at a
soap and
couple
stuff
of
there. It's
different
great.
Yeah, she's great.
organizations,
Yeah.
like carnivals or
Uh-huh.
that sort of thing.
Yeah. What'd you say?
That place is great.
Yeah.
I wonder if Lori's Natural Foods has all tea bags that don't have plastic.
Well, so like Wegmans is the only company that I really like pushed about it, and it took a pretty long time to get a
An answer.
concrete answer from them. So yeah, I feel like a lot of these companies probably don't even think or know about it. They're just using whatever their supplier gives them, and not
Yep.
Yeah, the first email that I sent to Wegmans about it, just asking like, hey, what are your tea bags made out of? They were like, they gave me a pretty boilerplate automatic response like, oh, we're committed to, protecting the health of our customers, blah, blah, blah. I was, all right, but what are the tea bags made out of?
Right. Yeah, now my wife just uses this British tea, and I can't remember what the name of it is now, but
Bigelow.
no. I can't
Bigelow was on the approved list.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, they use good tea bags apparently.
It's interesting because you look at them.
Shouldn't have to worry about
Yeah.
They look eminently compostable when you look at them. They ought to
Yeah.
be gone in a trice, but
And you would think that paper coffee cups would be
Well,
just
yeah,
as-
that's the whole problem with
Yeah.
the tea bags. Like, not only do you maybe throw them down your garbage disposal or put them in your compost, but you're steeping them in boiling or near boiling
Yeah.
water and then drinking it. So,
Right.
like,
Yep.
it's a
hence-
point of
hence
exposure.
It gets into your brain. Well, okay, liaison report, is there anything?
Got a couple things to share. I know you talked about light pollution before and turning off the lights at night and stuff. I learned what I thought was a pretty cool thing the other day. Why light pollution is harmful. I think it's maybe something that we could do at one of the farmers markets and what we can do to help. I actually heard why birds and insects get disoriented from lights being on. So I guess like they're trained to keep their backs and their butts to the sun and the moon. So when we put lights out in these fine, I mean, obviously the moon and the sun casts this big area, fine lights disorients them, and that's why they fly in circles, because they're trying to keep their butt to the light until finally they hit it and die. But I did learn that the yellow
Windows, too.
lights, only the UVBs, the blue lights, are the ones that disorient them. The yellow ones don't. So I was surprised to learn that. I think that's something that we can bring to our farmers market, because I thought it was interesting and it's a simple fix. So I thought that was cool and I wanted to share it.
Is there like an article or something that you found that information from, or?
I learned it at a webinar. I could share that in the email. That was pretty cool. So I'll send that out after. But the big thing I wanted to share tonight, DEC opened a new grant opportunity. It's an open space conservation grant. It's part of their 30 for 30, which is trying to conserve 30% of open spaces by 2030. So they just opened the first round, which is $25 million in grant funding to purchase land to conserve it. So that became available the first of this month. Applications are due February 18th. So my mind immediately went to the Rita Shaw estate. That's one that we've been working on for the last couple of years.
30-some acres.
Yeah, it's 30 acres on the, close to 30 acres on the Rita Shaw estate, and then they just let them subdivide the southern portion adjacent to that. We talked about it.
Right. That's only a couple acres, though. Right?
Yeah, for recreational opportunities, though, I think it would help to purchase that, being right on Titus Avenue. So I think that it would be a huge opportunity for the town to apply for that grant. It's a no-match grant, so there's no money required to win that award. There's a lot of boxes to check, but being that that property was recognized in the 2016 New York State Open Space report, and I heard that it's going to be in the new report as well, it's obviously something that the state, who is giving us the funding, would think that is important. So I think that it would be helpful for you guys to write a letter letting the town board and local legislators and everyone that will listen that we have this awesome piece of property. We want to conserve it. This is why it's important. I have tons and tons of articles about that property that I'd be willing to share. Something that we're going to have to work fast on. I know we
Sounds
have-
like you ought to write the letter.
I will do that if you would like to.
Well, if you've got it all, the time is, and then we have a new administration, change here too. So,
Yeah.
it's going to be.
Well, if you wouldn't mind writing that, and then, I don't know, do we have time then to talk about it at the next meeting in January, or should we just do it by email, or?
I think we should do it by email and work
Okay.
fast, make them aware of
Okay.
it, because there's a lot of work that has to be done before we apply. There has to be a resolution, purchase agreement, have to reach out to the buyer and make sure that they actually want to sell it.
Okay,
If they would take appraised value and all that stuff. February 18th.
Wow.
What is the property like? Is it like wooded, or I don't even know?
Yeah. So it backs up to Jack's old house and about where Steve is. So it's right out here on Titus Ave, right before you get to Culver Road.
There's not much frontage
turn
on
around.
Culver Road. Maybe 300 feet or more. I don't know. But it goes back. It's gorgeous property.
Frontage on Culver. I don't believe there's frontage on Culver.
No, on Titus.
Yeah, that's a good question, Michelle. Didn't they make a commitment that the northern part of that property is forever wild, so they lost access from their present developing property to the 30 acres? Those were two separate parcels.
Correct. So the 1944 Titus Avenue that came before this board in regards to the E-Pods,
They got approval to.
they got approval to subdivide it, and they did file a conservation easement to the north of that property.
Did they ever build that, start?
Not yet.
No.
So this would be, correct me if
North
I'm
of
wrong,
that.
Scott, it would be behind 1944, heading north towards Spring Valley Drive, I
Right,
believe it is.
right.
They still have 2 points of access from which they could develop that. One off of Winding Woods and the other off Hoffman Road. They own the entrance to the old property. Rita Shaw's house is still there, and her nephew or somebody's living there. But Borers own an access through to that 30 acres, so it still could be developed at some level.
Yeah, it's all ridges and valleys and lots of mature hardwoods and absolutely gorgeous land.
It's a good place to hunt for morels.
Is it?
Oh, yeah?
Noted.
Oh, now you tell me, now that you're moving away.
Noted.
All right, so if you wouldn't mind doing that and, you know, we can all take a look at it and get your comments back. And how would we do that then, Michelle? We would write a memo and attach the letter to the planning board or the town board? How would we start that?
It would be included in the application, I would imagine, right, the grant?
I think we should reach out for support before the grant,
Okay.
get everyone on board. I think the more people that are,
So I would
That have
address
our
it to the
back.
town board then. Address it to the town board, and then, send it around to the conservation board, get their input. Once we get a final draft, then we can get it to the town board.
sounds good.
Sounds perfect.
And we can, each bidder can apply for 2 separate grants. The other one that I thought of, we talked about as well, the church on Culver Road that has the adjacent property
Right.
Oh, yeah.
that we talked about, a community garden possibly going there. That would be a lot smaller ask, and they're setting aside $200,000, or no, sorry, 200 mil, yeah, if I can get this right, $2 million for small projects. I think it's under $100,000. So they also want these small projects to be able to be approved as well, not just large projects taking up the entire sum of the grant.
Okay.
So this, I think, will be a lot smaller scale, and I think it'd be a real cool project. It's something that
Okay.
the town doesn't have, a community garden.
So it would be like 2 separate letters and
Two
applications?
separate, because it'd be two separate parcels and 2 separate sales.
If this goes anywhere at all, it's probably worth talking to Genesee Land Trust again, because they're really up on what, they've tried to help us a couple different times before.
Yeah. Sounds good.
But not with money.
I think the more people involved and the more help that we can get, the better our chances of winning the grant.
Great.
There's another grant for like invasive species management. I think the deadline is like coming very quickly, but if anyone wants, I can forward that.
Yeah, send that to
Sure.
me, would you?
Forward it to everybody.
The wetland there on Hoffman Road is just being overtaken by Phragmites. I don't know what they could possibly do. I mean, it's killed so many wetlands. Doesn't kill them, but it changes them to, not being very conducive for biodiversity, that's for sure.
Okay, so we'll look for that, sometime this week or early next week, maybe?
I'll work on it.
Okay. We'll look
If
for
you
it.
need- If,
But
if
we'll
I
get
can
it when
help
we
you in
get it.
any way, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but.
No, I have all the information, all the letters and stuff, so
Yeah.
I'll throw that together and ask for some input.
Okay.
Great.
I like the idea of the community garden. I think that, especially since we don't have one at all.
Yeah.
Go full food forest instead of just a garden. Where it has like all the layers. Everyone knows what a food forest is, right?
A what now?
Yeah. A food forest, it has like all the layers that would be in like a forest basically, so it's almost like self-sustaining.
Never heard of it.
I'll send some info.
Okay. Okay, does anybody else have does anybody have anything else? If not, I'd like to thank Michelle for sending on the letters concerning the Thomas Avenue issue.
Yes.
I don't know if we've heard anything back from the county on that, or?
I did forward that, legislature, Mr. Long did respond and said that he would reach out to Monroe County DOT in regards
Okay.
to our letter.
Okay. The only other thing I would like to add is that, again, we know that this is Jack's last meeting, and we would really like to let him know that we've really appreciated his 30 years. I'm sure the town will be recognizing him as well, but, I mean, we really appreciate all your input, and I'm not sure how we're gonna function without you.
I think you'll do just fine.
Oh, man.
But in order to celebrate the new year and your new abode, I'd like to give you this.
Thank
Unless
you.
you want to pop
Bottle
it
of
right
champagne.
now.
Oh, we'll have it at the new place.
So we really
Thought we were gonna do
appreciate
it in your office, Michelle, come on.
No, this is,
No, I want-
this is
I
for
gotta
Jack's
say,
celebration.
After 30 years, when I started on the board, it was just a bunch of old guys talking about fishing. And we didn't do much, we didn't advise at any level on the planning board. They didn't even think we existed. And in the first 3 years after that, the board changed, and we got a lawyer and 2 engineers were put on the board. And suddenly, the planning board was listening to us, and they've been great ever since. This board has got environmental people on it. We miss our engineers, I gotta say that.
I'm an engineer, I'm not certified.
I'm not a PE. But you guys got more power than you think, compared to what it once was. It was really pretty desperate. And now I think it's really good, and I admire all of you.
We certainly admire you, Jack.
It's absolutely mutual. So,
Well, thank you for the gift, appreciate
well,
that.
thank you, Jack.
Nobody has worked harder for this than you, ever.
Exactly.
Every year puts out the most effort of any member.
The dedication.
Yep,
Exactly.
just
Okay.
amazing.
And unless there's anything else, I guess I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
How appropriate.
You can even
I'll
second it.
I'll second it.
Thank you,
All-
guys.
all in favor?
It's been fun.
Hi.
Yeah,
Aye. Thank you.
all right.